Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to Tatum's Train of Thought episode 10. In this episode, I am going to be reflecting on my first full semester of doing dual enrollment as a high school senior. I had filmed an episode titled, How Am I Actually Doing with Dual Enrollment, around mid-October. And I just want to say that episode was very negative. There was a lot going on kind of all at once when it came to dual enrollment. And so when I recorded that episode, I was just like, oh my goodness, I need to talk to somebody. Like, let me just spill it all out there, and showing you guys a very real look into what dual enrollment was like. But now that the semester is over, I kind of want to reanalyze and just reevaluate how I am doing, but also kind of like offer a little bit of a rebuttal to that video. So if you haven't listened to that episode, I recommend you do, because I'm doing a lot better now, and it's about a week. It's been more like a week and a half since the semester has ended, so I've had some time to reflect, and I've been thinking about what I wanted to make for this episode. So now I think I'm ready to kind of talk about and just share with you my full thoughts on my first semester of dual enrollment. So if you did not know, I am a dual enrollee in my senior year of high school. Just finished my first semester. I had 3 dual enrollment classes and 2 high school classes that were online. 2 of my dual enrollment classes were also online. They were a 7-week class and then a 7-week class right after each other. And then I had 1 dual enrollment class that was in person on campus that was the full 14 weeks. So I only ever had 2 dual enrollment classes at the same time, but I had 3 total. And then I had my 2 high school classes. Like I kind of mentioned, this is a little bit of a rebuttal to episode 8. So my talking points are kind of in the same order as those were, if that makes sense. So my first online dual enrollment class was music appreciation, and I remember while I was taking it, I felt like I was drowning. And I said that because there was just so much reading. I was constantly reading the textbook for that class. Like, I'd have to take it in the car with me and be like taking notes as I'm reading it, and just everywhere I went, that book went with me because I was always reading. And I wasn't really learning anything or retaining any of that information because I was just constantly reading. But I can say now that I've taken my second dual enrollment online class, that first class was really nothing, because my second one, which was a speech class, required less reading, but it had discussion posts and responses, and it needed research for the speeches and reflection papers and like so much more, and like outlines for the speeches and everything. So it was a lot more work than the music class, and I felt like I was drowning a lot deeper in this class than I was from a music class. So I was really mad at my music class while I was in it, but now that I'm out of it, I can say the music class wasn't really all that bad, which is kind of funny to me now. One thing that I did mention in my video was that I had really bad imposter syndrome for my in-person class, and I really do remember feeling this way for probably about 2 weeks. And it wasn't like right at the beginning of the semester either. It was kind of in October. It was kind of weird because, I don't know, I just got hit with this like, bro, you don't belong here. Like, you're surrounded by a bunch of college kids. Like, what am I doing here? But I can gladly say that this feeling did go away. I understand why I felt that, because I was a high school student in a college class, but I was actually like crushing this class. I think as I started to like see my grades in this class, and as I learned more from the textbook and from the professor's lectures and things, like I started to feel less like an imposter and just started to feel more like I was just a regular student, because I was. Another thing that also helped this feeling go away was participating in the class. I can say like the more that I answered questions, asked questions, participated generally, like it made me feel like I was more of a student. So if you are feeling this way, like you're more, like you have imposter syndrome kind of feelings like I did, definitely participate in the class as much as you possibly can, because that really helped me get out of that slump. And that slump did end pretty quickly after I filmed that episode, so I'm glad to say that. I can say that I did go to some of the events on my campus. I went to an overnight visit, which was really cool. I got to stay with like a host overnight, and then I went to a little holiday celebration on campus at the beginning of December. The overnight visit was really cool because I got to explore campus with like my host and then a group of her friends. And then one of her friends was also hosting. So like there was a couple of us who were visiting and then, a couple who were students. So it was a really cool dynamic that night. And I got to like kind of hang out with them, and we played some like trivia games, and I got to do some things that like as a dual enrollee I never would have done. And then they even had like, for one of the things on the visit event was like a little karaoke and Cold Stone event. So I got to hear a bunch of people like do karaoke and stuff, which was really cool. That event I could have gone to like by myself as a dual enrollee, but like I can tell you if I wasn't there for the overnight visit, like I wouldn't have gone. So it was really cool going to the overnight visit. And I had a really great time. The holiday party was pretty cool. I got to hang out with one of my friends. There's a lot of cool little things set up on campus. Like they had in the dining hall was like a bunch of Christmas cookies and stuff. And then in an area they had animal balloons, which I got one for Bella, of course. Santa even made an appearance along with the mascot. So it was a pretty cool little holiday celebration. I didn't get to go to the first part, like the little concert part I missed, which was sad. But I did get to go to the second half, and I got to hang out with one of my friends and just talk and generally hang out. So that was really cool. So that was 2 events that I did get to go to, and I'm happy that I got to go to them. And then there's a couple more events coming up next semester that I can hopefully go to as well that I'm looking forward to. So I can say that I have passed all 3 of my dual enrollment classes. The one I don't have my final grade for yet, but if for some reason I fail, like the last activity that hasn't been graded, like I still pass. So I passed all of my dual enrollment classes, and I am passing all of my high school classes. I even passed my dual enrollment in-person class with a 100%. So I don't know how that's possible. The professor might have just been taking it easy on me because he knows I'm a dual enrollee. But either way, we passed all the classes, which, thank you, Jesus, because I was scared. In the last episode, I mentioned a little bit of an ER dilemma. I was in the emergency room, which I think kind of added to like the fact that I was having a little bit of a breakdown, and like that was just icing on top of the cake there. But everything ended up being fine. Pretty much my body just got hit with like a virus or a bug, and it didn't really know how to like handle it. So it just was like, we're going to cause you to have extreme stomach pain. And then after like a week, it went away. So that kind of contributed to the negativeness of that episode, just because it was really like everything all at once. Like I was really stressed out from school, and I was, just in a negative headspace. So then going to the ER really made it worse. But it ended up going away, and everything ended up being fine. So that's awesome. And I'm doing a lot better now. Would I recommend being a dual enrollee to a future student? Yes, absolutely. I would maybe say don't take all the 9 credits or 3 classes a semester like I did, because that is a lot. I am blessed to have only had to take 2 high school classes, but that's just because I was online my entire high school experience. So I was able to knock out all of my required classes without needing to take like electives that weren't required. So like if you're an in-person high school person, odds are you probably will have more than 2 credits that you need to take to graduate. So like you're going to have more high school responsibility, which is going to give you less time to do college classes. So just don't push yourself to the 3 classes, the 9 credits of college. Like, yes, it's great, and it's a great opportunity, but oh my goodness, that was a lot. And I only had 2 high school classes. So I couldn't imagine having 3 college classes and say like 5 high school classes. Like that would have been absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't imagine doing that. So like if you're going to do dual enrollment, maybe push yourself to do 2, like 6 credits, but I would not recommend doing all 9 credits, which is 3 classes, because it's a lot. Maybe just try 1 the first semester, and then if you're like, okay, I handled 1, the next semester do 2. So then you'll finish off with 3. Like that's a good start to your college experience without pushing yourself too much. Because I'm crazy and I am going to graduate high school with 16 college credits, which is ridiculous. And I'm going to struggle to get to that point because I'm already struggled up until this point. So just don't push yourself that hard because it's not really worth it, especially if you have more high school classes than I do. Because it is pretty much free college credit, so I see why someone like me would want to do all of them like I did. I maxed out as much as I was allowed to, but it's not worth it. I can say that I am currently excited to go to college, though. This semester has given me a taste of the workload, and I know that it's going to be pretty bad, like when I'm a full-time college student, but I have learned that I just don't like online classes. Online college classes are hard, because that's what 2 of my dual enrollment classes are this semester, and I'm taking 3 dual enrollment online classes next semester, actually, so it's going to be even worse. That's just because winter's coming, and that's understandable, but I just learned that I don't like online classes, so that was something that I experimented with while I was still in high school, and now I know for when I'm a full-time college student, like, hey, I don't like that, so I'm not going to try it. And that's good. That's a good thing to know going into college. I'm mentally more prepared for college, and I'm excited. And I'm excited for the growth that's going to come with that big change. So I'm really thankful for God and His plan. Without His plan, none of this would have ever happened, honestly. I'd still be at my old high school, spending more time with my friends, yes, but gaining a lot less personal growth. And I gained so much from this semester and this year, like as a whole. I couldn't imagine what my life would be like if I didn't do this. So I'm just really thankful that God showed me this is where I'm supposed to be, because He knew what was best for me, and He still does. So as for me, I'll be doing and going wherever God wants me to. So for my little final thoughts, I put overall, I would say that my first semester of dual enrollment has brought a lot of changes to my life. I was definitely thrown out of my comfort zone greatly, and I did grow a lot because of it. I still don't regret doing dual enrollment, and I'm looking forward to my next semester, which starts at the end of January. I plan to finish my high school classes before my second batch of dual enrollment classes kick in. So pretty much I will be very busy over Christmas break. Like, I'm not taking a break just because this is a good time to get my high school classes out of the way. So it would be dumb to not do it. Which kind of means like no break. Like, yeah, I'm going to take Christmas off and Christmas Eve and stuff. Like, I will give myself a couple days. But overall, like, I will be working as much as I possibly can over break to try and get them out of the way, because my dual enrollment classes start January 23rd. That gives me just a little bit of time to get my high school classes done, or at least most of the way done, if I can. I would love that, because then that's just less stress when I have all my dual enrollment classes. I will be doing 3 online classes next semester for dual enrollment starting January 23rd. Since it is winter and I live in Michigan, if you did not know, and driving to campus is kind of far away. Like, I think when people say, like, oh, I'm doing really, like, they assume that I live in the town of the college, which is not true. I'm not, like, super far away, but I am quite the distance when you think driving to campus twice a week in snow, like bad road conditions. So I am going to be doing online all of next semester. But that's okay. I know I'm not going to love it, but it is what it is. It's better to be safe than sorry. So while that episode in October made dual enrollment look pretty bad, I'm still happy that I did it. My feelings then are still 100% valid, and I was genuinely struggling with a lot of things, but I'm doing a lot better now. And I think I just needed some time away to think like, wow, what just happened? And after I recorded that episode, like I felt so much better. Like everything just got better. Even though the workload did pick up, like I kind of was just like, yo, I already hit my low. So there's nowhere to go but up from here, you know? Like that episode in October was rock bottom, so I just went up. Even though the workload in my classes got more. Like I wrote a full-on research paper. That speech class was so much worse than the music class. Like everything got worse and harder, but I was happy about it. Weirdly enough, like I was rising up, if that makes sense. If you are a dual enrollee and you do dual enrollment, please let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation. If you're interested in doing dual enrollment, let me know. Let's talk about it. How are y'all doing? If you are a dual enrollee, like all the things, just let me know. Let's talk. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was a little bit of a happier note compared to the episode in October. So let me know what you think down below. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.